you said that Igbos are not marginalized, that we're playing the victim mentality. Is that what you said?
Get me right. Now I tell people, if you want to contextualize marginalization, the way I make it make sense to anybody who asks me this question is this. You see, there is this us versus them theory in sociology. You know, when you talk about class, talk about group, every group has what you may call conscience collective. You get it? And one of the fundamental features of a conscience collective, something that unites that group more often than not, is an image of what you may call a collective enemy. So if you trickle it down to even the family setting, in your own family, enwe time ene ekpele ụtụtụ, enwe uncle gị, mama gị ọpa gị eti isi tii na ekpele. Si ekpele megide ike ya, si ekpele megide anya ọlala alọ ihe a na-eme eme. And then na-apasị gị ị na-ejekwa ebe onye gị mbili aṅụ na. Ọ batakwa ebe a ịpụnye wolo ọbụ katịgasị wolo mmiri nsọ fesa n'oche ahụ ọ nọ na ya. You get the point. Now, as a child, whether or not that your uncle has had any direct impact or touch or contact with you, you grow with that mindset that uncle ma buko on your jaw. So even with your parents being there, even when they are long dead and gone, I think but I believe that your uncle they care for more. Because over time, you've been sensitized to see him as a family enemy. So marginalization is a social fact. It exists even in the most egalitarian society. Just like crime, it is commensal to human nature. Onwe BJ, an uneven distribution of resources or opportunity or even life itself. If you come to, I'm a sociologist, so I know exactly when I talk about conflict and intergroup relations, I know what I'm saying. But because of the opportunity disequilibrium between the both of you, by virtue of the fact that I'm in a certain family, in a certain class or estate, or they go to 5 years ahead of you, it's normal. In this life, I tell people, because when you bring it down to ethnicity, you get it, you lose the focus, you lose the meat. And if we want to make it about ethnicity, I still tell you that we'll be the biggest loser. Show me one major investment of a core northerner in the southeast, Nabro Erano, Abro filling station. Show me. Or maybe about Ijekude behind a lay, behind a lay, my EU and the rest of it. Or Shanti. The day bu pium, Fajoso, chocolate for a banana trailer also. But you go to Lekki, you go to Sabongeri, you go to New Panteka in Kaduna, you go to Abuja.
Are you saying
some
that
of these things,
the Igbos are not marginalized, or
what I am saying,
that they are just crying wolf?
No, I'm not saying they are. If I say they are crying wolf, it looks like marginalization does not exist. It exists, but it doesn't exist in the proportion that it's been. At best, it's been blown out of proportion. That's how I see it. It's been blown out of proportion because when you talk about marginalization, maybe if you say politically, which of course is just one spectrum of existence, because most of these things in Africa are about things that the political class orchestrates. Which is election Kitana will make everything possible to make you believe in him more than your opponent.
It's not just one spectrum. Politics is what builds government, and then government
decides policy. No. I get that bit. But what I want to tell you is that there are aspects of our life and humanity that beats politics. There are aspects of things that make us humans, that make us who we are, that no matter the level of politics you want to bring into it. For instance, if today now Nigeria is playing football with let me say Congo DR, nobody cares if Osimhen is a Yoruba name or a Hausa name or an Igbo name. What everybody looks out for is let Nigeria win. Are you getting the point? So no matter how much you want to bring in politics there, at that point, even the APC man is on the same page with you. Who Apaga or PDP. You get the point. So there are aspects of our lives that we must emphasize that gives us that conscience, that collective consciousness as a people. But if you now begin to isolate other social facts like which of course conflict is rife in every society, it makes it look like it is just about Ndi Igbo. It's not just about Ndi Igbo. If you go to the southwest, if you go to the north, for instance, what we now call today Hausa Fulani, the typical Hausa person will want to tell you, I'm not Fulani, I am Hausa. The Biron man will want to tell you, I'm not Hausa, I am Biron. The Jukum person will want to tell you, I am not Fulani, I am Biron. The Jukum person, the Kanuri, but if you bring it down home here, and I tell people, let me give you a very lucid example. If, assuming without conceding, name were Biafra tomorrow, for instance, if you must produce a Biafran president by virtue of the kind of politics we play today, resource-based, Onyejego, which state in the southeast do you think will produce Biafran president back to back?
Anambra now.
Now, do you think states like Imo or Ebonyi will want to fold their arms and just accept no here Biafra? Do you think there wouldn't be another agitation for another cry for marginalization? That's why I want you to understand this. And so it's everywhere. As a matter of fact, life is for the living, truly. And once he wants some mortgage, face by here. But at the end of the day, what should make sense to me is, what does Biafra, beyond struggle, beyond hopelessness, whatever it is, what does Biafra represent to me as a person? What should it represent to my child in the future?
Erika Pa, do you have a reaction?
I have a lot.
Please.
A whole lot.
If I ask you, please, go ahead.
Yes. I want to make something so clear when I said, or I want to make the line between the coup and the counter coup. I want to make it so lucid. Kafi of Made. Both of them are not the same.
Go ahead, please.
The first coup, the original coup, that was not a tribal, unfortunately affected more people in the north. And it was termed Igbo coup. And that was the misconception that brought about Biafra. Because it was termed Igbo coup, Ndi Igbo were targeted. And to survive, we championed Biafra. It wasn't political marginalization. We were more politically stable that time. The same thing economically, but life, now on survival, Biafra was the only thing that gave hope of survival to Ndi Igbo. And that is why we championed it. Then and now are no longer the same. A very important need to differentiate between the realities of then and that of now.
Ndị be anyị, unu kpọrọ nya bụ oku, anyị azago. Ugbu a, ị ga-abụ onye ọbịa na gbam, n'agbanyeghị ebe ọbụla ị nọ n'ụwa. Ị chọrọ ka anyị gbaa gị ajụjụ ọnụ, maọbụ ị chọrọ ka ụwa nụ ọnụ gị, deere anyị ozi maọbụ kpọọ anyị n'akara ekwentị ndị a ị na-ahụ n'iru onyonyo gị. Daalụnụ.
Okay.
I don't know if, now we can now discuss about marginalization, right?
Go ahead, please.
Ndi Igbo are high. Whenever you hear the term marginalization, it is political and economical. Forget about our strength of survival. We are super marginalized as Ndi Igbo because of Biafra, or one of the injuries on us due to Biafra.
So would you say it was self-inflicted?
No. How can it be self-inflicted? And all the self-inflicted, we must have been extincted by now. And I cannot go extinction.
Okay, go ahead.
But because it is on us, because of Biafra, no, makefa can onwe inachu mfonanya mwe some powers makadenwa na akpanye Ndị Igbo are being exceptionally marginalized because of Biafra. Ndi Igbo championed it with the hope to survive. We have survived.
We have.
We have survived. Therefore, there is need for change of narrative, but we must embrace reality for us to achieve that change of narratives. Biafra bụ ndị Igbo mee ya. Andọ maka ife ma ka iji wee gbadede a. Amụrụ m gwa m na mbụ ya. Ọ ka m na-etozi as I'm coming up na-afụ the differences ka m nọ wee mmalụ na nwere onye bụ onye Igbo. Nwee ife bụ Biafra. And from the history of Ojukwu's comments, impressions after the war, when he came back, even at a time we began to somehow Ojukwu even met that war. We realized that war was actually unnecessary when you juxtapose what it cost us and what it gave us. The same way, if you juxtapose the cost of this agitation for Biafra and the benefits to us, you will sound the way my brother here is sounding. But why I don't utterly sound that way is because we have been sounding this way for so long and we have not really made impact.
Which way?
Let me land.
Okay.
Avoiding Biafra. Doing Biafra, God forbid. It is a reality that we must embrace and discuss in order to change the narrative to the incumbent reality. Our leaders are avoiding it. It seems like before you are sworn in as a governor, as a senator, or as a leader, you will be warned.
Don't talk about Biafra. Don't, okay.
And there is a lone voice attending to the reality. And this lone voice tilted towards separation, secession, as the only medium to achieve that aim of survival, which is Owazudike, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa. If this issue is not fundamentally addressed after Kanu Ekpa, there shall be more and more
voices.
Because if you hold a cat and you block the airwaves, there must be struggle for survival. There must be struggle for survival. If the issues are not fundamentally addressed or attended to, we are going nowhere. So, for me, Biafra should be discussed, and also emphasis should be laid on the difference of being Onyibo and being Biafra. For so many years, that propaganda of Biafra has been there, and the only way to redeem our people from it is to discuss it and reform that mindset. More people believe they are Biafra than people who don't believe that they are Biafra. Okay. From the beginning, I have always said I am not IPOB, but I call myself a Biafra. I will tell people I am not Masob, I am not IPOB, but that I am Biafra. Today, I don't call myself Biafran again. I accept that I am an Igbo man. I try to separate an Igbo man from Biafra. Biafra is beyond Ali Igbo. Am I communicating? The Biafra we inherited, we understood is beyond Ali Igbo. But Ndi Igbo, Atagezi, we have suffered so much for the sake of Biafra. And today, there is need to make the line so clear between Igbo and the Biafra. Ndewo.
Why do you think Nandi Igbo why do you think Nandi Igbo Bionisi, just like you rightly said, when Biafra came, it was not just Ndi Igbo. You know, we have other areas south, Delta people, Akwa Ibom people, Cross River, just oppose it with them now. Just like sit at home now, and it ends in Onitsha Bridge. It did not even cross to Asaba. Do you think Otua Ndi Igbos will bring like you rightly said? Do you think it's still in order?
Because it wasn't so before. This is how it is now. You now see the difference in time that I emphasized earlier, and the need for change, because something has changed. There is need for change of narratives. It is no longer the way it used to be. Before, it wasn't so.
Erike Power, the lone voice you were talking about, let's cite Mazen Namdekano, for example. You know that whenever he's talking, he's not just talking about Ndi Igbo as Biafrans. You know that him does not talk about just Ndi Igbo as a Biafran. He covers Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Edo,
Kogi,
he covers
Benue.
them.
Cross River.
Yes. He covers them, right? And they have failed to heed to his preachings. They have failed to listen to him. They don't buy whatever he's saying. Okay? Do you think that Ndi Igbo buying what he's saying, don't you think he's actually just out of sentiment?
It is not only Ndi Igbo that didn't buy into what it is not only the cross riverians
outside
Kogi.
5 states.
No,
outside 5 states.
There are many within Southeast that didn't go well or agree to his preaching.
No,
a lot.
Many like the many we are talking about are just in their numbers 1, 1, 2, 2. I'm talking about why is Asaba people not having people invade them and say don't come out, but they are doing it in the 5 eastern states. People will come out and say if you come out, but it's because it is not just individuals that are not buying it in outside 5 states. It is a system that is not buying it. Don't you think that it is a system that bought it in an Igbo? It's a system. There is a system. There is an organized system that bought it in an Igbo. Don't you think that that's out of sentiment? And do you think that we are doing better than people that their system did not buy it? Because it is systematic for a whole people to say, I'm not going to the market. You don't think so?
Let's help you create some magic. Let's help you capture your best moments. Let's help you relive your memories. Book us now at Yarn Content Factory. Let's give your events and video production the perfect touch.